density.
With the camera.
Density with status.
This is
Gravity!
Are we live?
Not yet.
Okay.
And we're live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to NASA Bunker 33, where it's gravity, you fucking retard! Gravity! Have you ever heard of fucking gravity? Gravity! Gravity! I'm Quiddies the Sprinkler, and as always, with me is the producer that never fucks anything up ever, Zoomy. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing good, and we have to thank Court Panda for making that cute little intro for us, because that was fucking awesome. Court Panda, it's someone I met in the FTFE server. It was either FTFEs or MC Toons, but yeah, thank you again. Thank you for that little intro. That was awesome.
And we also have Nerthan Termson, who is apparently in my house, and I just farted, and I have had the smelliest gas all day, so enjoy that, Nerthan. And we also have a Bob. How are you doing tonight?
Hello.
All right.
Sorry, it's been a weird vacation I've been taking, and my old laptop died, and I fixed the problem, but now I owe my uncle half a G, and I do not know how I'm going to pay that back.
Yep. Laptops are fucking expensive.
Yeah, they are. That they are.
I spent like $1,600 on mine a couple of years ago. I mean, it's a good laptop, but Jesus, why did I have to spend $1,600? I thought that computers were supposed to be cheap now.
Yeah, I thought so too, but apparently...
I remember buying a shitty desktop computer when I was a junior in high school that was, I think, $1,500 or $1,600, and it had, 8 gigs of an 8 gig hard drive and 256 megabytes of RAM, and it had an 8x CD-ROM drive. It was a badass machine.
But apparently,
and it had Windows 98.
Apparently,
it was a great machine.
Apparently, all the asbestos comes in handy whenever if you're filtering out your parts, Squiddies. So.
Yeah, true.
But God, you describing what used to be great specs, I feel old now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was great specs back then.
Yeah.
Now it's all about
my first computer
gigs.
had the old 5.5-inch floppy disks, back when disks were actually floppy.
Oh God.
This new one I got doesn't even have a disk drive or any drive.
Mine doesn't have a disk drive either.
They quit putting disk drives in, and I have old computer games that I want to play, and I can't play them on this computer because it doesn't have a disk drive.
Well, if you can get a USB, you can get a USB disk drive. That's not...
Yeah, I've got. So my first DVD burner was an external disk drive because I had a laptop at the time.
Yeah.
And I still have it, but I don't know where the power supply for it is.
Oof. And those things can get those can get pricey. Those can get pricey as hell.
Yeah, like it's a really nice Sony DVD RW drive, but I don't know where the power supply is. And yeah, those things, like the older ones are, $100+
Yeah.
And it's like I might as well just buy a new external drive if I'm going to do that.
Well, you can get really cheap ones for like $30 off Amazon. I mean, it's not expensive.
Yeah.
They're not that expensive.
Yeah. But tonight isn't about computer parts. Tonight is about
Oh God,
everything being fake.
everything's fake.
Because
Everything.
Duckbill Platypus's duck bill is glued on, and
Sharks are people.
toucans. Yeah, sharks are people, and toucans, their beaks are glued on because apparently, if it has a beak, it's glued on.
Yeah, it has to be glued on. It has to.
Yeah.
And wait a minute, what's this? God damn it, my new laptop's made out of cardboard.
Oh.
Oh.
Wait, how am I talking to you guys?
And okay, so I tried one of the games that I wanted to play. My original computer, the first one that I bought, that I was talking about, that I bought in like 1998 or 99. It came with Age of Empires on a CD-ROM. And I still have that CD-ROM, and I still love to play Age of Empires. It's the greatest game ever. But I tried using my old laptop before it died to copy all the files from that CD onto a thumb drive so that I could play it on my new computer. So I put the thumb drive in and I install it and I try to play, and it gets to the start screen, and then this little pop-up comes up and says you have to insert the CD to continue. I was like, oh.
Aw.
Let's
go ahead and get into this. Let's start off with some of his flat Earth quote unquote proofs.
All right. Thank goodness I'm drinking tonight.
Going from the need of one crack to the want of not having another.
So, should we do Mudflood, Flat Earth Proof, Dome, and Tartarian Empire? Weather forecast app goes public about flat Earth, or the moon is an LED?
Yeah, let's find out about the weather forecast app.
Today I'm going to.
Yeah, this is him. Yeah, Artemis Nagy.
He still looks like Jam Truth's brother.
Yeah. If only my mouse would scroll properly. I hate this mouse. I really do.
Eesh.
Where did I put it? Damn it. Okay, there it is. Switch over. There we go.
To show you a weather forecast app that just recently came out, admitting that the Earth is flat and that they believe this. So
I could never actually place his accent though.
He's from Stooptardia.
Latardia?
Flurftardia.
Flurftardia. Okay, that works.
Long live Damasia, the country that doesn't exist.
And Jinju has it right. Wormhat's cousin. Yeah, he's definitely Wormhat's cousin.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So, I want to show you this. Let's investigate.
This is not my world. 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 This is not my.
Is that him
My
singing?
fake weather forecast.
Yes, it is. That is. We've done this before. We've done this bit before. Yes, that was him singing, and it's terrible. And let's just move on.
That was multi-tom-tom levels of terrible singing.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. No, actually, no, it was worse than multi-tom-tom. Honestly. But, yeah, weather forecast.
Video, I mentioned this app called Dark Sky, and it's actually quite a good forecast because it shows usually, quite well what's going to happen. So they have the latest information, it seems, and they know
All right,
exactly
pause it.
when.
I want to play a game. Everyone in chat, you can join in too. I want us to try to guess how he's going to say this app is telling us that the Earth is flat. I'm going to say it's because he doesn't see curvature on the map.
That's a good point. That's probably what he's going to say, actually. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Hail Mary. I'm going to say it's some weird-ass thing having to do with the weather.
Okay,
Okay,
that's a good one too.
that's a good guess too. Yeah. So
What do you
yeah,
think, Sumi?
I think something about the distances not being right. He's gonna say the distances aren't right because if it was curved, it would be further away.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of like mine, I guess. Uh, uh, but yeah, it's a little bit different. So, uh, Jinshu says sea level is the same all over the map, and Sinister Porpoise says because the map is 2D.
That's a good one because the map is 2D. Yeah, because the map isn't in
Yeah.
3D. The map isn't of a sphere because the paper's flat. Therefore, the Earth is flat. I'm going
Yeah.
with that. I'm changing mine to that. I'm changing mine to the paper is flat. Therefore, the Earth is flat. It's on a
All right.
flat surface. It's on a flat piece of paper. That means the Earth is flat.
Oh, Facty says the color is wrong, therefore flat Earth.
The color is wrong. Therefore, the color is wrong. Therefore, flat Earth.
All right, let's see what he says.
Chemtrails are going to, come, and when rain is coming, wind and
Wow,
whatnot.
hitting
So,
really hard there as soon as we unpause. Chemtrails are
Trails.
going to come.
Chemtrails. So
Chemtrails.
chemtrails is the reason the Earth is what?
I told you it's looking real good for a crazy weather thing.
you, you might have us there.
Yeah, you might have us there.
how do they know that? That was kind of like my quest. But what I didn't know, and someone sent me a lead, is that they believe actually that the Earth is flat, and that's quite mind-boggling to say the least. That an app would come out and actually admit it publicly that they believe the Earth is not a globe but flat, and they say that the weather is actually proving that the Earth is flat. So I want to show you that.
Oh God, oh fuck, I forgot. Yeah, he does this all the time. He'll put like a little trailer up.
Yeah,
I
that's
forgot
right.
about this. I forgot about this.
Yeah,
So
we may have to switch and do Hans Wormhat instead because he doesn't put his stupidity behind a paywall.
yeah.
Can I say it is saddening to me that I am not as well versed in the idiocy of flurfers as you guys, and I still somehow managed to fucking call it right out the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
This is
Also, was it just me, or did he sound like an not evil, dumber Bennett Foddy
Today I'm going
from
to
that Getting Over It game?
Well, let's find an actual video of his that doesn't require a paywall. Oh God, Russia war on Ukraine hoax or real? It's real.
yes, it's real, and somewhere around 150,000 people have died because of it so far.
Yeah.
So fuck you if you say it's a hoax.
Well, let's go ahead and watch that one then. See if this one. Oh, watch the video on Odyssey. Link below.
It's not even close to the fake numbers that COVID put up.
Oh God. Fake history of Hungary. Mudflood, Tartarian. What is up with this Tartarian bullshit? Seriously, like. Ugh. Oh, there we go. Fake indigenous tribes and fake Native Americans. So he thinks Native Americans are fake.
Today I'm going to have a look at indigenous tribes around the world and want to find out whether they are the last survivors of the reset, the previous reset, or they are just actors.
So he's one of the people who could subscribe to the quote unquote Great Reset that keeps on happening, that we have no proof of because whenever they apparently reset, it gets rid of all the knowledge that they accumulated.
What?
Yeah. That's one of his beliefs, that there's this whole thing, there's this like cyclical nature of the universe where, oh well, no, not of the universe, because he doesn't think the universe exists, because he thinks the Earth is the only thing that exists.
I mean, we're getting into some Assassin's Creed side story here
Yeah,
with that stupid shit.
yeah.
So let's investigate.
This is not my world. 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 This is not my world.
The first time I
The first
time I started to investigate this phenomena was probably around 2 years ago.
I don't think he's using
when,
investigate in the same
I
way
got
other
into-
people use investigate.
And he has this loud buzzing sound in the back of his recording that's really fucking annoying. And he does
I
that.
just-
That's the they trying to censor him.
Uh-huh.
I wish they would. This is already making me a little bit uncomfortable here.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for indigenous boobies to pop up on screen.
to the mud flood, and for some reason, I don't know exactly why, I started to research the indigenous tribes in the jungle. And I think the reason why I started to look into this is because I was like, it just popped into my head, you know, like these guys could be the survivors of the reset, right? That's what we are shown on TV, that they are in the jungle. And why exactly they are there in the jungle? Who dropped them exactly where they are, right? Like, why?
Nobody dropped them where they are. They just fucking live there. You fucking dumbass.
If someone dropped them, they would have splatted and, not survived. So, no, they weren't dropped.
They just fucking live there. I mean, why do you live where you live, Barnaby?
Because his mom shit him out there.
You fucking purple dinosaur. Wait, I'm thinking about someone else. Never mind.
Aren't they in the city or in a town or, in a usual community?
Maybe because they don't want to live in civilization? There are some people that would rather live in the forest that without, TVs
Well,
and lights and everything else.
I mean, he said it just a moment ago, the title of the video, Tribe Meets White Man for the First Time.
Or they are
They've
separated.
been in the jungle and have never met other civilizations.
That too.
And they don't exactly have the technology to build cities.
Yeah.
So that's why they don't live in cities, Barney. It's not that hard to figure out.
They just don't have the technology to do it, and they don't, they live in certain parts of the world that we just haven't explored and haven't colonized and haven't completely destroyed in order to build our giant monuments to fucking capitalism.
I mean, when European settlers came to what's now America, the natives here were blown away that they lived in stone villages.
Yeah, because they were used to living in
Yeah,
huts.
they built buildings with bricks and stones instead of sticks and mud.
And leather.
Yeah.
And cloth that they made with wool. As in, they wore cloth that they made with wool. And animal skins and anything else that, we had used at that time. Because they were used to just wearing, like, loincloths made out of leather. They were used to, barely covering up their bodies because the temperature back then, at least, was appropriate for, wearing thin cloth instead of, the wool that they would.
I mean, it depends on where they were.
Well, true, yeah, true, and
They still had to bundle up in furs.
In furs, yeah, but not like wool and cotton.
Yeah. They hadn't really invented textiles on
Yeah.
their own,
Yeah.
and so their clothing consists of the furs of the animals that they killed.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was trying to get at. They didn't have a textile industry like we had, and were amazed at our clothes because our clothes look futuristic to them.
And these people,
Just like
at
they
least on
would
the
to
TV
them.
or on the internet, they say that they are there for generations and generations and whatever. And so why are they there? Who put them there? To
Nobody
me,
put them there.
it looked like someone just,
Their ancestors put them there, Bonnie.
like, the hand of God, and just dropped them there in the jungle or in the midst of, in the midst of the desert.
Imagine being
somewhere
so
in Africa,
stupid
whatever.
that you think that's how they got there. Like, I can't even imagine being that stupid. I'm trying. I haven't had enough beer, I guess.
Just drink some more beer. You'll get there eventually.
So that's how I got into.
No, just do a lot of meth, do a lot of crystal meth and bath salts and cocaine. You'll eventually get there.
Yeah, that's what I learned from FTFE's debate earlier.
Yeah, do enough meth and you'll think the Earth's flat.
Yep.
Is that dude? Wait, seriously though? Is that dude's birthstone crystal meth? Cause yeah, it's like his birthstone was crystal meth.
Oh yeah, and he had smoked his birthstone just before that debate started.
Oh, definitely a couple crystals at least.
Into this and started to be interested about finding out more about these people. And so one of the first videos I watched was this: Tribe Meets White Man for the First Time. And it has 3 episodes, and I watched all of it, and I recommend you watch that as well. I'm going to link everything in the video description below on my website. Yeah, and by the way, I'm going to show you part of this video, my video on YouTube, but as usual, I'm not going to show you the whole video because I just can't do the thing I usually do. I can't play this video on YouTube because I would be, taken down for copyright and all the rest of nonsense, and probably I would be censored for whatever I'm going to say about these things.
If you do it correctly, you won't be.
Yeah, you can watch the entire video, but you have to stop it every now and then and talk about it.
Yeah, like we're doing right now.
Yeah, and I see that he still hasn't figured out how to edit videos. Like, I can understand, misspeaking and having to start your sentence over or whatever, or clearing your throat or coughing or things like that if you're doing a live stream like we are.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to edit.
Doing a recorded video like this and you're not editing those stupid things out, it makes you look very unprofessional.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, he's very unprofessional anyway. He thinks that native tribes were just dropped out of the sky.
Oh, God.
Right? So I'm not going to show everything, and I'm not going to say everything. So if you want to watch the whole video, the full-length video, the analysis of the indigenous people and whether they are actors or real, then feel free to go to my website,
here's a hint.
and you
They're
will
real.
find the link in the video description below. So anyway,
It took him that long
that's
to
just
say
about
the link
intro,
to the
and
full
I want to
videos
show you
in
a
the
couple of
description.
things
Yeah.
that I think I can show you on YouTube. So after this, I was pretty much convinced that yes, they are just dropped down by the warden in the jungle, and they are just there. Then I received
And
an interesting
what
comment.
convinced you
And
of
the
that?
interesting comment.
Yes, what
Like, he's not going to tell us what convinced him that that's how they got there. He's just saying, yeah, I watched it and it convinced me.
That sounds like PJC levels of convincing there. Oh, I watched Jake the Asshole's video, Yeah, he completely convinced me.
We are
Yep.
we are talking about a guy who's barely mastered the use of the pause button.
Yeah, yeah. See, I know how to use the pause button.
Shall we
I'm just
now?
reading this comment that's on screen right now.
Oh God.
Okay. One more thing is to keep our hair. We should never cut it. Every hair is attached to a nerve, and we need them all for our perception. All these shaven people don't have the senses they could. There's a really good article on it, apparentlyapparel.com. The truth about
Oh
hair
yes,
covered
that
us
that
since the
hard
Vietnam
hitting
War.
that hard hitting news source,
Apparently apparel.
apparentlyapparel.com. Yeah,
That is.
I'm definitely going to trust that link.
I want to see what apparentlyapparel.com is.
I don't know what that last commenter was talking about, Zumi. Everybody knows women are made of sand.
Yes, everyone knows women are made of sand.
Oh God.
Okay, so apparently apparel is shirt and textiles, custom products available, low minimums and fast turnaround. Okay. It's a funny shirt. It's a funny shirt site. It's just funny shirts.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's where everyone should get their news.
Here, I'll put it up on the screen real quick. Oh, God damn it.
That's exactly where I would get my news if I was woke like these dumbasses.
Shirts to cover the people, news to cover their stories. Oh, okay. It's
Why did I
just-
get the feeling it's not exactly serious news?
Yeah, it's
It
news on
could
the
be their
level of-
logo with the pyramid and all-seeing eye, maybe.
yeah. I kind of noticed that too. That's very apt for their brand. As in I really don't know how to say it. Anyway.
But they do have a link at the top for free energy. I could use that. My power bill is like $160 a month.
Skywatch, Space Watch, Weather Watch, News Watch, Market Watch. Accessories, home living, popular, trending. Okay, yeah, this seems like a very legit site for news. It's a very legit news site. Very expert. Very expert.
Seems-
They're the most expert.
Very, very expert.
Very, very expert news.
Seems legit.
Seems legit. Yeah, totally legit.
So, shall we get back to The Gods Must Be Crazy as narrated by brain-damaged Bennett Foddy?
Yeah, let's do that. God damn it. All right.
Like this. One more thing to keep is our hair. We should never cut it. Every hair is attached to a nerve and we need them all for our perception. All these shaven people don't have the senses they could. There's a real good article on, and there's the link. So this comment
Our
was
perception
made by,
of what? Wind?
Does he think that our hairs are like?
Yeah, you can perceive wind gusts if you have hair
Does he think
a
that
little bit better.
Does he think our hairs are like the whiskers on a cat?
Oh no, someone showed him Avatar. God damn it.
Oh God!
No, hair is apparently the third eye.
Hair is attached to the
It's
pineal
connected
gland.
to your pineal gland.
It's attached to the pineal gland. Yeah.
Exactly, in Avatar it was a weird psychic USB cable you hooked up to the rest of the planet.
Yeah.
God damn it. Wow. Barnabas goes a little bit further than I thought he did because this is.
I'm still just trying to imagine how stupid you have to be to believe this shit.
I don't think I could get that stupid. I mean, I have drank a lot in my life. I have never been drunk enough to think the earth is flat. I'm sorry.
Me either.
I have never done enough drugs to think the earth is flat. Maybe it's the drugs that I was doing, but I don't know. I don't want to try those drugs because I don't, you know.
I mean, I've done a lot, but the drugs I got were good. Like
Yeah,
this
that's
is
the
the
thing.
kind of person that 90% of their drugs are just baking powder.
Or oregano. Oregano.
Yeah.
He's the type
So
that would smoke the oregano. He's the type that would literally smell it, think it's weed, and like, oh, that smells good. That smells nice. That would go in a nice spaghetti. I'm gonna smoke it.
yeah. So there was this kid that I'm sure he probably turned out to be a flat earther that I went to high school with. I'll call him Matt. I'm not going to say his last name, but his first name was actually Matt. And my buddy Barry one day uh, sold him a sandwich baggie full of pencil shavings. Like he just dumped a pencil sharpener into a baggie and sold it to him for $20 and told him it was a new drug called Grain 2000.
Oh
And
god.
he made
Wow.
$20 off of this kid. And then like a day or two later, this kid comes up to us in the cafeteria and he's like, "Oh man, that shit you gave me fucked me up so bad."
Oh god, this reminds me of that song by what was the name of it? Little Big, where they're snorting the pencil shavings. Ah,
Oh, Hypno Dancer.
Hypno dance, hypno dancer, hypno dance. Anyway,
Yeah,
love that
like
song.
that's the kind of people we're dealing with. The people that'll smoke pencil shavings or snort pencil shavings and think it gets them fucked up.
I'm gonna listen to hypno dance as soon as we finish this because I just want to
All
watch
right,
it again.
let's keep going.
Yeah.
Kashlao, and it was on my video where I talked about the different body parts and their meaning.
Jinju has a point. Nagi's been smoking origami.
Delicious
This
origami.
Now, obviously, that was a related thing about hair, and I was really, really interested to find more out about this because, interestingly, for some time I had long hair. That was in my teenage years. I was a rocker and a Jesus follower, so I wanted to be like Jesus, right? So I had a long hair. Now, for those of you who are new to this channel, I'm no longer a Christian. I left all the bullshit behind. So, anyway,
Yeah. You left all the bullshit behind except for everything's fake.
Like we're 4 minutes and 45 seconds into this video and it's been nothing but bullshit the entire time. You didn't leave the bullshit behind, Barney.
You just moved on to a different bullshit.
You think that indigenous tribes fell from the sky.
Oh god. Literally, I mean, if you had said that, in any other context, I would have thought it was a joke. Like, but the fact that Barney actually said, oh, they were placed there by the wardens because they're part of a great reset that happened and they're the leftovers from that reset? What? Huh? What? What?
I
Tommy?
mean, he's kind of
Tommy?
like the Japanese
Where am I?
when they first saw U.S. paratroopers in World War II, and they had never seen men fall from the sky before, and they called them Rakasans,
Oh, yeah.
which translates to falling
Falling
down
men.
umbrella men.
Yeah, falling down Umbrella Man.
And so the 187th Company of the 101st Airborne, their nickname is the Rakasans
Rocket
now.
Rocket Sons. Falling down Umbrella Man.
Yep.
Monty Python.
That sounds like a Monty Python sketch. It really does.
No. I've cracked the code. How he got so stupid. Allow me to demonstrate. Pie Jesu Domine.
Dies
Requiem. That.
I think there's a Monty Python skit floating around somewhere with NASA Bunker 33 in it.
Oh
But
god.
Ardawan and Booma aren't here to play it for us.
Yeah.
Eh.
Anyway, let's get back onto it.
Yeah, so let's have a look at this link. So this is the link, and this is by Apparently Apparel with a one eye symbol at the top of the pyramid.
Wait, I thought
Interestingly.
this was about indigenous
And,
people.
I thought so too.
I
Oh wait,
thought,
yeah. His okay, his article has something to do with it. Okay.
I hit myself with that book pretty hard. I'm kind of dizzy.
Do it 5 or 6 more times, and you might start believing this bullshit.
Yeah.
Ugh!
This information about hair has been hidden from the public since the Vietnam War, right? That's the idea. The truth about hair covered up since the Vietnam War. And let's read it, I would say. So our culture leads people to believe that hairstyle is a matter of personal preference, that hairstyle is a matter of fashion and or convenience, and that how people wear their hair is simply a cosmetic issue. Back in the Vietnam War, however, an entirely different picture emerged, one that has been carefully covered up and hidden from public view. And when I read this article, I was like, so far so good. These things are usually covered up, and it sounded so good. In the early 90s, Sally, name changed to protect privacy, was married to a licensed psychologist who worked at the VA medical hospital. He worked with combat veterans with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Most of them had served in Vietnam. Sally said, I remember clearly an evening when my husband came back to our apartment on Doctor's Circle carrying a thick official-looking folder in his hands. Inside were hundreds of pages of certain studies commissioned by the government. He was in shock from the contents. What he read in those documents completely changed his life. From that moment on, my conservative middle-of-the-road husband grew his hair and beard and never cut them again. What is more, the VA medical center let him do it, and other very conservative men in the staff followed his example.
All right, so show us these documents.
Yeah. And I was about to say,
Instead of just giving us a story, show us what these documents are, what the study was about. Instead of just saying, "Oh, I read these documents and now I think differently."
yeah. Yeah. Oh god. And thus, Flat Earth Roscoe was born. Or I should say Iron Horse, or whatever the fuck he's going by now.
Yeah.
Or Steel Goat, or I don't know. Quinnies, you there?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm here.
You just ended kind of abruptly there.
Wherever he's going with this, I'm still waiting for him to curve back to the whole
Native American
extra
thing,
dumb
yeah.
gods must be crazy thing. Because
Yeah, I'm curious about how this has anything at all to do with Native Americans. Like, what? This is going off on a tangent even we wouldn't go off on.
Yeah.
As I read the documents, I learned why. It seems that during the Vietnam War, special forces in the War Department had sent undercover experts to comb American Indian reservations looking for talented scouts, for tough young men trained to move stealthily through rough terrain. They were especially looking for men with outstanding, almost supernatural tracking abilities. Before being approached, these carefully selected men were extensively documented as experts in tracking and survival. With the usual
people who were born and raised in the wild are good at survival. Oh gee, I wonder fucking why.
Yeah. People whose lives are about tracking animals and killing them for food and other things are good at tracking things. Holy shit.
I mean, yeah.
well,
completely. Just like it goes against all logic, doesn't it?
Like this whole thing, every sentence is like a clickbait title.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
You're missing an important component in this. This is supposed to be taking place during Vietnam, right?
Yeah.
and they're looking for these trackers as Native American settlements, right?
Yeah.
They're living on the res. They're not exactly in the forests.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I mean, not all
Now-
Native Americans live on reservations.
Oh no.
Yeah.
but-
There are a lot of tribes that aren't nationally recognized that don't have reservations to live on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still, I just. God, this article's already going into a magical engine hunting.
And
This is the
development.
Stunlock.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well-proven smooth phrases used to enroll new recruits. Some of these Indian trackers were then enlisted. Once enlisted, an amazing thing happened. Whatever talents and skills they had possessed on the reservation seemed to mysteriously disappear as recruit after recruit failed to perform as expected in the field. Serious casualties and failures of performance led the government to contract expensive testing of these recruits, and this is what was found. When questioned about their failure to perform as expected, the older recruits replied consistently that when they received their required military haircuts, they could no longer sense the enemy, they could no longer access the sixth sense, their intuition no longer was reliable, they couldn't read subtle signs as well as access subtle extrasensory information. So I was trying to think back when I had long hair, and I don't know, I don't
wait,
remember
pause it.
having...
So they tricked Native Americans into enlisting, and then the Native Americans, they made them cut their hair, which is part of their culture.
Yeah.
And then they were pissed off and wouldn't do what they told them to do after they had to cut their hair off.
Yeah. That sounds about
So
right.
apparently that's their magical ability, is having hair, because they were pissed off that you fooled them into enlisting
Yeah.
and cutting something that, I'm not really up on Native American beliefs or anything, but I know that their hair is part of their pride.
That and their tracking skills probably, partially come from having an extreme familiarity with certain
Yeah.
areas of land and
Yeah.
prey
Yeah.
and very specific areas, and may not apply to the shit of Vietnam.
Yeah. And plus they're
Exactly.
used
Like-
to tracking animals, not humans.
Like when I used to hunt deer, my family has a huge farm, and I knew exactly where the deer would bed down, and so I would put I would put a deer stand downwind from where the deer bedded down, and then go sit in the deer stand where they couldn't smell me. And when they got up in the evening to go look for food, I could shoot them because I knew exactly where they were and where they would be going.
it's
It's
almost
not that hard.
It's almost like animals aren't human and humans aren't animals, because
Yeah.
we don't think like animals. We don't act like animals. We act like humans.
Yeah.
And
Oh, but
humans are
wait,
different,
there's
hard
more.
to track.
I had hair when I used to hunt deer, and now I'm bald. And I don't hunt deer and don't know exactly where they bed anymore. So it must have been my hair. That's the reason that I knew where to find the deer. That's literally what this fucking article is saying.
Yeah.
Guys, I got long ass hair and I barely know what the fuck is going on half the time. I'm not sure about this one.
Back when I had long hair, the only thing I could track was a pizza. Man. Or tacos. Or tacos.
I can track a pizza as long as I order it from Domino's.
Yeah, exactly.
They've got the online
They got the
pizza
tracking.
tracker.
Yeah, where you can track that. No.
I was damn good at it until they closed the Domino's here.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Now I'm not very good at it.
Especially, supernatural sense, like a sixth sense, I don't remember. But I could have, I don't remember doing that. All I remember is that I really felt bad to cut it. Right? I was told by a Christian guy that I should cut it because it's not good because Christians should have short hair, whatever. And I also had a job offer that told me, that required me to have a haircut. They didn't want me to have long hair, and so I cut it. I let it. I went to a hairdresser to cut my hair, and I felt the loss.
Oh
I felt
my
the loss.
God, no one cares.
Yeah, no one fucking cares.
Jesus, would you shut up about it?
Testing Institute recruited more Native Americans trackers, let them keep their long hair, and tested them in multiple areas. Then they would pair two men together who had received the same scores on all the tests. They would let one man in the pair keep his hair long and gave the other man a military haircut. Then the two men retook the tests. Time after time, the man with long hair kept making high scores. Time after time, the man with the short hair failed the test in which he had previously scored high scores.
So they're actually okay. So let me get this straight. Their test sample was 2 people. Test sample of 2. A test sample is not worth anything if it doesn't have at least a couple thousand people. Not just fucking 2 people. Right? Or am I being stupid here?
Okay. So
Not compared to him.
I'm about to have a little bit of fun here, and I'm going to post a link in the green room, and there it is. Snopes.com. Did Native American scouts' long hair provide almost supernatural tracking abilities during the Vietnam War? Rating false.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
All right.
Want me to load that? Want me to load that on the screen or not?
Yeah, I'm going to read a little bit of it. The story presented 2 separate areas in need of fact checking: the historical claim that the U.S. military recruited Native Americans as scouts during the Vietnam era, and later commissioned a study to find out why they were not performing as expected, and the scientific claim that hair functioned as an aid in military scouting activities. The historical account given here is dubious at best, and the claim that it stemmed from a secret project challenges us to prove a negative. Logical fallacies notwithstanding, the confirmable facts are that numerous Native American soldiers served in Vietnam, a large majority of whom volunteered for their service before being drafted and were integrated into regular units, and no historical accounts exist of specialized scouting units composed of long-haired Native American soldiers. We reached out to the military regarding the possibility that such a program may have occurred, and F. Lee Reynolds with the U.S. Army Center of Military History provided us with the following statement. We reviewed your request to validate or not validate the story on Native American scouts in Vietnam. We did not find any information, official or unofficial, here to acknowledge the information is correct. So we reached out to our historians with Army Special Forces to see if there was a local program conducted by Special Forces. The response back was that the story is pure mythology. An actual U.S. military project to recruit scouts from specific ethnic groups did exist, but the targeted group was Viet Cong defectors recruited to serve as intelligence scouts. This setup makes a good deal more sense relative to the Native American claim. And then the scientific claims are no less dubious. While it is borderline accurate to say that hair plays a role in the nervous system, that does not mean it serves as some sort of antenna into the ineffable aspects of our own consciousness. The reality is a bit less grandiose, according to the New England Journal of Medicine. The hair follicle acts as a sensory organ and immunologic sentinel for the skin. Hairs detect mechanical stimuli above the surface of the skin, and the slightest bend in a hair activates neuroreceptors in the follicle, relaying important sensory information to the nervous system.
Wait. What journal of medicine is that?
The New England Journal of Medicine.
Yeah, I think I can trust apparently apparel over the New England Journal of Medicine.
Yeah.
I trust apparently apparel, a clothing
That's what I was.
store, a
That's what I
pub.
was thinking too.
That's
Yeah, a
legal
clothing
good
store
medicine.
has it better than a journal of medicine.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, so think of it this way: you have like an ant or a small bug climbing up your leg. You won't feel it if there's no hair on your leg, but when it's climbing up your leg and it starts brushing the hairs as it climbs, you feel it and you look down and you're like, hey, there's a bug on my leg, and you squish it. So that's how hairs work. uh so the notion that hair emits electromagnetic energy is demonstrably false. Hair is a terrible conductor of electricity and is actually comparable in electrical resistivity to rubber, which commonly used to protect against the flow of an electric current.
Yeah.
Other less well-defined terms, such as intuition, are harder to refute, but it should be noted that not a single version of this story provided any sort of mechanism outside of the implausible and vague notion of electromagnetic signals.
So that's why Bigfoot keeps getting through my electric fences.
Bastard. That's bastard.
Kirlian photography, the only piece of evidence provided for this nebulous claim of hair as an intuition antenna, is a common topic on New Age alternative health and metaphysical websites. In broad terms, it's a collection of techniques used to photograph an electric field, which New Age and alternative health practitioners sometimes describe as an aura that is medically or spiritually informative. Science finds no support for such a claim, however. Any differences in a before
Gee, I wonder why.
or after photographs of hair would almost certainly represent nothing more than the moisture content of the hair or lack thereof, as later studies into the topic revealed.
Yeah. Yeah.
As Native American writer and creator of the blog Native Skeptic, Noah Nez wrote on a post for the Center of Inquiry, hair plays an important role in many tribes' religious beliefs, which is what I was saying earlier, but those views have often been co-opted by various New Age movements. Quote, close investigation into various tribal beliefs might help explain the origin of this story. Though Native American legends and belief systems do incorporate terms for the supernatural, they do not use phrases found in New Age mysticism like aura or sixth sense. While there might be some variability in the details regarding the reasons for long hair from tribe to tribe, there is one major component that has remained consistent. Long hair has never been about aesthetics, but instead is a religious concern.
Yeah.
And then it finishes by saying this fanciful tale relies on the unsourced and unverifiable claim from a website that frequently peddles highly shareable stories having little to no scientific legitimacy. And it appears that the tale of long-haired Native American scouts in Vietnam belongs to that genre. Not a single piece of historical evidence supports the claims of Native American scout recruitment by the U.S. military, and no scientific evidence that holds up to any level of scrutiny supports the idea of heightened intuition resulting from longer hair.
But Snopes is paid by NASA, so we can't trust Snopes.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Snopes is paid by NASA. NASA pays off like everybody at Snopes. We all know that.
Fact that it has its own genre.
Yeah, the fact that long hair has its own genre. I mean, what? Is everyone Samson now?
Or Rapunzel.
Rapunzel, yeah, Rapunzel.
I mean, just think about Rapunzel, like how bad her head hurt after dude fucking climbed a tower using her hair.
Oh god, yeah. Unless she had like a pulley system or something in place, tied her hair to like this. Yeah.
And imagine my fat ass climbing that tower using her hair. I'd rip her goddamn scalp off.
I'm just thinking about Kabuki Quantum Fighter. Just whipping that shit around and wiping people out.
Yeah, or Bayonetta. Bayonetta, definitely, yeah. That was some long hair. That really long hair.
So now that we've proven that Barney, you're full of shit reading this article. Let's skip past the article and see if there's anything else stupid in this.
Yes, please.
Yeah, let's do that.
A Native American guy, talking about this. Your
Oh,
hair is
Lord.
an antenna, and this guy seems to be some sort of
It's
guru
ancient
in
aliens.
among the
Yeah.
Native Americans. I think this is
You expect Barney to actually know that ancient aliens is bullshit? I mean, he believes in the Great Reset.
He believes it 100%, I'm sure.
He believes in the whole Great Reset thing, that we've undergone several resets already, that the Earth is nothing but one just cyclical.
Does he not
cyclical.
have any sort of skepticism at all? Like, he
No.
literally just had
No,
a
he doesn't.
comment on one of his videos that had a link to a fucking clothing store.
A clothing store that peddles
He gave it
glue.
absolutely no scrutiny whatsoever. He just took it as fact.
Because he just goes on saying, yeah, that
And-
sounds right, yeah, that sounds right, yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds right, yeah, that sounds right.
I smelled bullshit, so I literally just went to Google and typed in U.S. military study Native American hair, and
Well,
that
now-
was the first result on Google.
I hope you did that in incognito mode, because now the FBI will be looking for you because you know the truth.
And Fatty says there were no hairdressers in the Old West, but there were barbers.
There were plenty of barbers in the Old West. That was one of the main professions in the Old.
Yeah,
Hairdressers got a lot of money. Hairdressers
You
got
know,
a
we
lot of
didn't
money.
have our Gillette disposable razors in the Old West. You had to go to the barber to get shaved.
Yeah, they went to. The barber was paid well in the Old West.
Yeah.
Barbers got a lot of money. I mean, come on. They had to have a lot of money to be able to put up with everyone's bullshit all day long, because that's all they did all day was shave men and trim their hair. I mean,
And look
all
at
day
those
long.
bitchin' mutton chops and mustaches that people in the Old West had.
Yeah.
Like, you have to pay someone to help maintain those things.
Yeah, I mean, the barber profession is as old as time, because everyone always have had to have a haircut or get their beard trimmed.
It's literally the second profession ever.
Yeah, next to
Of course, the oldest profession ever is
Prostitution.
prostitution.
Yeah.
And then the second oldest is hair, because you got to trim that shit before you go see the prostitute.
Yeah,
You don't want
exactly.
to go in there looking like your dick's from the 1970s with a fro.
Now let's get on with this article. Or this, not article. God damn it. This video.
The stupidity.
The stupidity, exactly.
it's called Chief Golden Light Eagle, right? So he has a name, Chief Golden Light Eagle, and I was listening to this guy talking about the same thing, about the Vietnam War and all the rest of it, and I'm looking at this guy, listening to him, and something just doesn't resonate with me. Something is off, and I don't know what. I'm just looking at this guy, and first of all, I'm like, where is his long hair? I don't know where is his long hair because it's covered up with this something. But the second thing I notice is, where is his beard? Right? He is talking about having your hair long, so certainly that involves for man beard. And actually, he mentions that.
Plus, I have to say, where do you think the phrase "shaving a haircut 2 bits" came from? The Old West. Anyway,
I thought it came
Long
from
beard.
London.
well, shaving a haircut.
That's not the Old
2
West.
bits.
Yeah, that was
Oh.
from London.
Oh, okay. Well, still.
So
but,
I'm
yeah.
trying to find something on Chief Golden Light Eagle, but all I can find is bullshit, and apparently he died.
Oh, okay.
And that's about it. Just bullshit, and he died.
Bullshit. He died. Yeah.
Like here's a site, the symbols1111.com. Oh, here's one that may be something. Uh, newagefraud.org.
Oh God.
Let's see what they're talking about. Oh, it's a message board.
You know, one of these days
Oh.
we're gonna have to do a New Age fraud. Yeah, a New Age fraud stream.
Oh, there's a lot of that. We probably
Yeah,
should do that at
yeah,
some point.
yeah. That sounds like a good topic for us to cover that we actually haven't covered yet. And no, that's not a joke. That we haven't covered something. Blah blah blah. No, we actually haven't covered New Age frauds. So
Yeah.
yeah, there we
Well,
go.
except for that guy with the cars.
It's not like when we say we haven't covered oh crap, what's it called? I forgot.
The Morgan Freeman effect.
Yeah, the Morgan Freeman effect. That's it. Yeah. We've never covered that. We probably should cover that sometime.
Yeah, we never covered that, have we? We really need to
Yeah.
cover that one day. The Mandela effect is, of course, what we're talking about. We've never I mean, it's something we've never covered either. So we really should cover that one day. That'd be a good topic to cover. What was that whoosh sound?
The chat thing.
Oh yeah, the chat. I keep on forgetting that that happens. And Quiddy's had to go pee apparently, so
Yeah. That's why I put it in the chat.
I got my soundboard up.
Oh dear lord.
If you think after watching this that the Earth is flat, then you're a degenerate.
Yes, Santos, you're entirely correct. Well, instead of waiting for Quiddies to come back, let's go ahead and watch some more of this stupidity.
And so I'm like, really? So you're talking about long hair, but I can't see your long hair. And you're talking about long beard, and I can't see your long beard. And at that moment, something just hit a nerve. And I was like, for fuck's sake, I have never seen a Native American having a beard. And why is it? They have long hair, right? That's what we are shown on the pictures and on TV, on video, but no beard. Why is it that they have no beard but long hair? It doesn't make sense. So I started.
Could it be that a lot of Native Americans have a trait where they don't grow beards?
Yeah.
Because there are a
yeah,
lot of Native Americans
it's-
that don't grow beards.
It's hereditary, and by the way, I am back. And I forgot to grab another beer, so I'm not drinking a beer now. But yeah, different different races grow facial hair differently. And
Yeah, there's a lot of Japanese people, for instance, that don't grow beards.
Yeah.
A lot of the Asian cultures just don't grow beards.
and of course, the race of guys that wear fedoras only grow neck beards.
Yeah, that's a race in all itself. Too. It's a fedora guys. That's
Yeah.
They also instinctually go, "Milady."
Yes.
Milady.
That's their mating call, calling themselves a nice guy and calling all women milady.
Milady.
Yeah. They're a very interesting race to study. I've watched a lot of cringe compilation videos on YouTube studying them.
Studying, quote unquote studying.
They're a very fascinating race.
And NA, you're right. Native Americans don't tend to have a lot of facial hair. That's just, a thing. It's hereditary. There are groups of people that they don't grow body hair at all. I know some people that don't have an ounce of body hair on them, like men, just
Yeah, and then of course there are men that shave their body hair because they think it looks hot. And then there are people like me, and I'm a hairy motherfucker.
then there's people
Except for my head. My head has no hair,
yeah.
and I'm 40 years old and I can't grow a mustache. But my body is hairy. It's
So you
like
think
all
you're
the hair
fair.
from my head just migrated down
Yeah,
as I got older.
Wait a minute. Did you go through any electric fences recently?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I bet not.
Got my eyes on you. Anyway,
All right, let's see what Chief runs with bulls or whatever the fuck his name is.
golden hair or whatever.
Chief
Look at
doesn't
old
live
pictures of Native
anymore.
Americans.
Let's see what
so
he
I
has
opened
to
the
say.
first picture I find on Wikimedia Commons, and the date says 1899, right? 1899. So it's an old picture, and this guy, supposedly a Native American, native to the land, have a long hair,
Supposedly.
but he doesn't have any beard. And I'm
I
like,
call that
this doesn't
CGI.
make sense. This guy got vested.
Yeah, that's 1899. Yeah, that's definitely NASA CGI.
Yeah,
It's from
Yeah.
1899. Yeah,
it's photoshopped.
that's definitely photoshopped. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we definitely had Photoshop back in 1899.
NASA admitted that picture is photoshopped.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. Yep. Completely. 100%. 200 years ago. Yep. Yeah.
Westernized already in 1899, right?
1899
Got a
wasn't
Gillette.
200 years ago.
I know it's like 100. 21.
123.
123. I was. Numbers are hard. Numbers are hard. Squiddly math.
Miss-
Damn it, squiddly math.
It's like Mr. Burns old.
When I was a young boy, I grew up on the farm. I'm a country boy.
Santos.
And
Santos.
I used to fuck the cows
Santos.
and the pigs. I used to fuck the pigs, and the cows would come, and I would pat them and look into their eyes.
I'm still curious, though, as how if he's fucking the pigs, how the cows are the ones that are coming.
Yeah, voyeurs. The cows are definitely voyeurs in that case.
Apparently so. Like I can see a cow standing there like pulling on its udder while it's rubbing itself. Like, oh yeah.
Hey guys, you want to hear a
Twisting
funny
an udder.
story while we're all chatting, dude? I'm dating a first
Nathan.
grader.
Nathan. No. Nathan. No.
you really need to add the team skeptic. Shut the fuck up, Nathan, to the end of that.
I need to. I really need to. Anyway, let's do it.
I'm masturbating.
You don't, Santos. Fine, go masturbate in the corner over there. Don't just stop interrupting us.
If you think after watching this that the Earth is flat, then you're a degenerate.
Santos, go away.
I mean, this is true.
Hold up 1 second after that whole thing with Quiddy's just there we go.
I hope that everyone watching this is imagining a cow like twisting its udder and like moaning.
Here we go, one more time.
Because that's what I'm imagining, and it's fucking hilarious to imagine.
Hey, this is starting to seem pretty probable to me.
Let's get back to watching it.
These are the guys who are supposedly keeping their traditions, and they are clean shaven. That just fucking doesn't make sense because nature gives a man a beard. All right.
That's not how it works. That's
Anyway,
not how any
I
of
went
this
to the next
works.
one. Here's the next one. Red Cloud and other Sioux Indians. I'm not sure if I pronounce it correctly.
Sioux, not
but
Sioux.
they where's the date?
I mean, I assume it's just his accent. He's somewhere Eastern European. I can't quite put a finger on where it is.
Yeah.
It sounds like maybe Slovak or Polish, maybe.
Polish would make sense. They're not the brightest. Not being racist.
I mean, they did have that submarine with the screen door on it.
Yeah. Submarine with windows. Yeah, that's not a good idea.
So, side note about submarines. I had this video in my recommended earlier today, and it was about a U.S. submarine that sank back in like 1963 during sea trials. And the video was this guy that was a submariner. He had gone through training school and everything, and they studied the case of it. And the U.S. Navy, their official story was something went wrong on the sub, and it sunk down below crush depth and crushed. Everyone died instantly. But just recently, within the past, I don't know when the video was made, but they released it the day that he made this video. Apparently they were able to keep it above crush depth for like 48 hours, and people were alive on the submarine. And basically they just suffocated, and eventually it sunk below crush depth. And it was really, really horrible.
But
like these guys,
was it a yellow submarine?
No, because they didn't live.
Oh.
Yeah. But another submarine went down, and they were getting contact from the sub. Like the sub would ping them to reply to answers. They couldn't call them and talk to them, but they could ping them answers. And so someone was alive, and then the batteries ended up dying, and they ran out of oxygen and suffocated.
Oh.
And then eventually the sub sank down further and crushed. Yeah.
Oh. Well, let's get
so
back to,
really, really messed up story, but
let's
yeah.
Get back to the fake Native American.
All right.
If there is a date here, but let's see. Yeah, maybe there's a date, I just don't find it. But you can see that this is an old image. And if you look at the picture, all of the people, right? All of them are clean shaven, have long hair, but are clean shaven.
Yes, because Native American. I've already said it. I'm not going to say it again. I've already said it like 3 times. But, yeah.
So what the fuck is going on? Where did they get the Gillette from? All right. What is this? They have all of these mascara and all that
what?
decoration. And the more I was looking at this,
I don't think they're wearing mascara.
Yeah.
I hate to tell them, but
I don't think so either.
that's not mascara.
That's war
And the
paint.
submarine I was talking about was called the USS Thresher. If anyone was curious, the USS Thresher.
It's called not war paint, but
Oddly.
there's a type of paint they used.
I mean,
Rituals.
they're not even wearing war paint. That's literally just their eyelashes that he's talking about.
Oh, okay. I thought they were talking about
Well,
the
maybe
thing on the cheeks.
the guy on the left is wearing some war paint, but yeah, they would wear war paint when they went to war,
Yeah.
not for a photograph like that.
Yeah, exactly. Or to keep the sun out of their eyes. That was another reason they would wear paint on their face, because it keeps the sun out of their eyes. Especially if you put black paint on the cheeks. It was a very smart way of keeping the sun out of your eyes.
Yeah, baseball and football players still do it because you do get a bit of glare under your eyes.
Yeah.
And when I used to play football in high school, the lights in the stadium make the glare even worse. So you put a little black paint right under your eyes and you don't get that glare.
Yeah.
But that was when I played linebacker and actually had to drop back into coverage. Like when I played defensive end and defensive tackle, I didn't do it because I didn't have to see that well.
It's kind of similar to why pirates would wear eye patches. It's not because their eye was bad. It's because it helped them see in the dark. You basically they acclimated one eye to the light and one eye to the dark. Whenever they would go out into the light, they would have an eye patch over one eye. That way, whenever they get below decks, they can take that eye patch off and be able to see. Whenever they put the eye patch on the one that was in the light.
Yeah.
Old night fishing trick.
It's just that's one reason you'd see a lot of sailors wearing eye patches was because it's tricking your body into being acclimated into a certain light. Because if you've ever noticed, if you've gone from like a really bright, area into a dark area, you are fucking blind.
Oh yeah.
Essentially.
Well, getting back to Warpaint, it wasn't all just for that. Like there were
intimidation factor,
spiritual reasons, intimidation reasons, things like that. And no two tribes
or the same
did
Warpaint.
Warpaint exactly the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the reasons that Native Americans did pretty much everything was spiritual.
Ritualistic, yeah. Spiritual.
Yeah, and ritualistic.
They were very spiritual people. They are
Yeah.
very spiritual people.
Yeah.
And everything they did had to do with that spirituality. Just like they don't trim their beards because they don't grow beards.
Oh, Barney doesn't understand that though.
No, he doesn't. He obviously he doesn't get that not every single person grows a beard. Like,
nope.
It's like Joe Dirt, where apparently his beard grows exactly in that white trash goatee and mutton chop style.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even grow hair anywhere else. He's like, I've never shaved in my life. This is just how it naturally grows.
Or like
that's such an underrated movie. David Spade is annoying, but that is a great movie.
Or like how Austin Powers just has that one little patch of hair on his chest. That's it. That's the only place that hair grows, is that little tiny patch.
Now, I thought he had a bunch of hair on his chest.
No, he had that one little spotch.
No.
I mean, he did the opening of the second movie almost entirely naked. I kind of remember there being more.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Let's see.
It just looks really patchy and not, full coverage, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just looked it up. It looks like it looks like a penis and balls.
Yeah, it does. It does. I think that was purposely done like that. Anyway, let's get back to
I'll drop an image of it in the green room for you.
God damn it.
You don't have to put it up on screen, but at least you can see it.
Let me see. Green room. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it because I'm gonna leave it there for a second. Just leave it there for a second. Okay, that's enough. That's long enough. Yeah, but there are some people that just grow hair in a specific way. I mean, that's not one of them. That wasn't purposely done, but still. That was obviously purposely done. I think Austin Powers I think Michael Myers is one of those people who just don't grow body hair, and that was glued on.
Yeah, that was glued on. But he probably shaved his chest. I'm sure he does grow chest hair.
Well,
but
not everyone grows chest hair.
As I've learned when I've had to do fake facial hair for plays, you want to shave the area before you put it on with spirit gum, because spirit gum is going to pull out every damn hair when you try to take it off.
I had to remember that spirit gum good for. Anyway, let's get back to the film. I mean, the video.
The more I felt
that
something is off. Something is very, very badly off. Okay, so here's this is a woman, of course. This is a man, and again you can see no beard. I'm like looking at these people, and
yes, because the woman isn't gonna grow a beard, you dumbass. Like, here we see a woman with no beard. I'm like, wait, huh? Yeah, a woman's not gonna grow a beard, Barney.
Yes, they don't grow beards. Women or men that are Native Americans, they don't grow beards.
Not everyone. I have met some Native Americans that have grown beards, but usually they're not pure-blooded Native Americans. They have a
Yeah.
little bit of something else in them, and that's the hereditary part where they get that those genes that trigger hair growth in the face little area.
Yeah.
So yeah, not everyone grows beards, you dumbass. Gods.
The thing that goes through my mind is, what if these Native Americans are actually not native or not even Americans, but they are just actors? We had to be sold a
Of
story.
course they're fucking actors. Of course. God, it's every single thing with him. Oh, it's actors. It's actors. Sharks are actors. Koalas are actors.
Everything I don't understand is an actor.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, there are some Native Americans that are actors, believe it or not.
Yeah, there are.
Because there are roles in movies for Native Americans.
Like the guy, the guy in that commercial that was talking, the environmental one, where he's crying.
Yeah.
That Native American. He's not Native American.
Or that movie, Last of the Mohicans.
Well, he's obviously not fucking Native American.
Yeah, but the Native Americans in that movie were.
Yeah, but he was. But no, I'm thinking about
Yeah,
sorry.
but no, Kevin Costner was not a Native American, but
Yeah.
pretty much everyone else in that movie was.
Yeah. And what's his face? Definitely was not Genghis Khan. What was his name that played Genghis Khan? Mel Gibson or Mel Brooks? I can't remember. I think it was Mel Gibson. Yeah, Mel Gibson. Yeah, he definitely
did?
wasn't. Yeah, I think so.
In what movie?
It was Genghis Khan would be in the like 1950s, 1960s movie.
I don't think Mel Gibson was an actor in the 1960s. He didn't become an actor until the 80s.
Or it might have been the 80s. I don't know.
How did it taste?
Trying to think. I'm looking it up right now. Fuck it. Mongol Rise
And of
of
course-
Genghis Khan.
Of course, there was that what was that Tom Cruise movie?
Meet Joe. No.
No, The Last Samurai.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Tom Cruise wasn't Japanese.
Yeah, well, okay, in that he was no. On that he was a what was the term?
Yeah, I know.
Military
He was
advisor?
he was a military advisor. He was American cavalry or something.
No, there's an actual Japanese term for it. Gaijin. He was literally a Gaijin, outsider. Gaijin literally means outsider. It's someone who is not Japanese. So they would call anyone that, wasn't Japanese a Gaijin. Just like now, they still use that term Gaijin. It means anyone who was not born Japanese, but is Japanese at heart, essentially. If that makes sense. Someone that they have adopted as Japanese, but they're still an outsider. John Wayne. It was John Wayne who played Genghis Khan. That's who I was thinking about. The John Wayne Genghis Khan movie.
Oh yeah, I get.
Thank you, Jinchu.
I get John Wayne and Mel Gibson mixed up all the time.
Well, they both have. Both are pretty much assholes. But they're both pretty much assholes. I mean, come on.
Only one of them got killed by playing Yellowface.
Yeah. Plus, they both had the same political beliefs. They're both white. I mean, I just see all white people as the same person. I'm not racist.
And then there's also, John Wayne shares two of his names with a serial killer.
John Wayne Gacy, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's anyway, let's get back to the production here. high production
Oh
value.
God, there's still over 3 minutes. Oh.
Yeah, well, we'll be ending the stream after we finish this because we've been going this one video for an hour and a half.
It's just so stupid. You can't get more than a few sentences without calling bullshit.
Exactly. That's the good thing about Barnabas Nagy. You can't get like 1 minute in without him saying something incredibly stupid.
My brains are starting to leak out of my ears here. Ugh.
That's normal for Anessa Bunker 33 production. Just pack it back in and you'll be fine. Take some cotton swabs and just pack that shit back in there. You'll be fine. When it starts leaking out your nose, that's when it starts becoming a problem.
I switched to these can style headphones. They're catching it. I'm hoping I don't get electrocuted.
Send your bill to Karen in HR. She'll get it covered.
So that we believe, the backstory of what people are doing. It's not just for Americans, because
oh my God, those
we
kids
had to
don't
learn
have
American
beards
history as
either.
well in school.
Apparently, beards are
how
fake.
the Americans and how the Native Americans, blah blah blah, and then there we are. So how about these people are just actors? That's kind of what I'm getting at.
They
But
don't
there are
have
so many other
beards,
pictures
therefore
you
they're
can have a look
actors.
at.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you
That's his reasoning here. They don't have beards,
beards,
therefore
or
they're actors. Do you know, Barney, that actors can actually grow beards if they want to?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah, that's generally how I feel right now about what Barnaby is saying.
He didn't even think, maybe if I can't find any pictures of Native Americans with beards, maybe I should Google, can Native Americans grow beards?
Yeah, that would have
He
been
didn't think that. He just thought that since they don't have beards, they're actors. I can't imagine being this stupid to where this is where your thought process goes.
Yeah. Let's continue.
I'm going to link everything in the video description on my website, as I said before. Date 1898, right? And supposedly it is in their own camp, right? And they have long hair. This is a guy. I'm not sure. This is perhaps a woman. I'm not sure. And they are clean shaven. For fuck's sake, how are you clean shaven in the jungle or whatever? Like on the
All
prairie.
right, pause for a second.
It just doesn't.
I just went to Google and I typed "can native," and guess what? The first fucking result is:
can Native Americans grow beards?
Can Native Americans grow facial hair?
Or facial hair, yeah, same thing.
And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 8th, can Native Americans grow beards? Okay. So let me just click on, can Native Americans grow facial hair? Although typically Native Americans don't grow as much facial hair as Europeans, they are capable of it.
Yeah, they are quite capable of growing facial hair, it says.
Yes, they do have facial and body hair, but very little, and they tend to pluck it from their faces as often as it grows. Native Americans can have thick facial hair, patchy facial hair, or little to no facial hair at all.
And Shinju has a good point again. How can you tell their hair length under their headdresses? Yeah, you kind of can't. Under those thick headdresses, you really can't tell the length of their hair. They could have short hair for all we know. They could have trimmed their hair.
Yeah, they could have a buzz cut.
Yeah.
They could be bald.
Yeah. There are plenty of bald Native American people as well. Balding is a thing that happens in pretty much all men. Oh yeah.
Yeah, our hair just migrates downwards. Gravity pulls our hair down. So whereas I used to have hair on my head and no hair on my balls, guess where all my hair is now?
Your ass?
Yes.
It'd be so perfect if we had to go into a sponsorship thing for Keeps right about now.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it?
Or for Dollar Shave Club.
Or Dollar Shave Club.
Come on, Keeps. Just give us the word. We'll sing the
Keeps.
gospel.
Come on, Keeps.
Fourth time possible.
Yeah. I could do a Dollar Shave Club promotional, or, you know.
Anyway, let's get on with it.
It makes sense. Actually, it shows here 1898. So it just doesn't make sense to me.
I
date
doubt
says
very much
2011,
anything
so I'm not
makes
sure how
sense to
that
you.
works.
You're incapable of it.
Making sense.
But
yeah.
And this is a girl now.
Here's a good metric to follow. Anything this man says, bullshit. You can believe whatever the opposite of he says is true.
Yeah, well, he was kind of correct there. He said this is a girl. I would say that's a woman. But at least he got the sex correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll give him 50% on that.
I'll give him 25% because we don't know if she's trans or anything else, because that was the thing back then as well.
Yeah.
Trans people have existed for ever. As long as humanity has been a thing. But that's not this stream, so let's continue.
I mean, judging by the dress, judging by the hair and everything, I would
Yeah.
I would make the assumption that she is
she's
a woman.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. I would make that assumption as well. Just going off of what they're wearing and everything. But
1907, right? Something is off. Something is off. You know, like, I don't know what, but I just feel this is not real. Look at this. Obviously, they made sure that they have a position, a posture for the picture. But the more I look at these people,
Yeah,
the
because
more I
it took
think
like
that
5
this
fucking
costume
minutes to take a
is
picture back then.
Just the theater, right?
Yeah.
Like, you go into the theater and you see all that costume. They made a special costume for the Native Americans. How about that? Right?
Because they don't have facial
can go to
hair,
other places as
they
well, like the
made
National-
costumes for Native Americans.
Yeah, he was saying something is off. I know what it was. It's the pilot light in his stove. He's been breathing natural gas fumes for the last who knows how long.
his pilot light in his brain has been off for years now.
Like I say, that's not an accent. He's just
Like I said, the pilot light in his brain has been off for a long time now.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the gas to his brain has been cut off for a long time. He didn't pay the bill, and the gas company came out and shut it off, and he didn't have the money to put a deposit down to get it turned back on.
Yeah, pretty much. That hamster died years ago. Poor hamster in the wheel.
And every day he passes the NICOR guy on the street, and the guy flips him off, and he's like, "Wait, why was that again?"
National Archives, and you will see the same thing again and again, over and over again. Man,
or maybe
even
it could be
Eskimos,
that's
right?
because that's
Look at
how they
this.
dressed.
Eskimos
Yeah.
are having full hair, perhaps not long as the Native Americans, but clean shaven. Clean shaven in
Again, because they were descended from Asians, and Asians generally don't have facial hair. Oh, God, this fucking about on the same level as PJCnet. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Mr. Heart is not a pump. Yeah, PJ actually believes the heart isn't a pump. That's another topic altogether. But it's
In the north, right? Clean shaven. How do they clean shave there in that age? Because that was long ago. It looks like it.
They had
also
these things called knives that, you can sharpen and use them to cut hair with.
we've had people trimming beards since the 1600s. That's been a thing.
I mean, we've had people trimming beards a lot longer than the 1600s.
Well, I'm talking about the oldest like straight razor we've ever seen. It was from the 1600s. But we've been doing it.
I
far
mean,
longer
the
than
ancient
that.
Romans had
I'm talking
razors
about-
to shave with.
I'm talking about the last surviving one that we had like on display and shit. Actual
No,
relics.
they're razors found at ancient Roman forts
Okay.
in
Never
like
mind.
northern England from 2,000 years ago.
Oh, okay. I was not aware of that.
Yeah.
Amend my statement. See, that's what you do. That's what you do. That's what you do when you're wrong. You admit it. You say, "Okay, I'm sorry. I was wrong."
I mean, it's pretty cool, like seeing the tools that Romans used 2,000 years ago, and how similar they are to the tools that we use now. Like,
Yeah.
they had scissors and pliers and things like that, and why can't I think of the name? The little pincher things that you pluck hairs with, tweezers. They had tweezers that are literally like the exact same design that we use now.
Weirdly, though, they didn't have washcloths. They had these weird, like plain things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, excavations in Egypt have unearthed solid gold and copper razors and tombs dating back to the 4th millennium BC. The Roman historian Livy reported that the razor was introduced in ancient Rome in 6th century BC by legendary king Lucius Tarquinius Priscus. Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. And the razor looks
So
quite
yeah,
similar to our
we're looking
razor.
at 6,000 years ago.
Yeah.
There were razors, so people could shave 6,000 years ago. I'm pretty sure Katut Tut the Eskimo could shave if he wanted to.
Yeah. We've had people having their hair cut since the dawn of time. Since we were able to, actually cut hair. That's not a because even the Bible.
And yeah, Jin Shu has a point there. They could singe the hair off with an ember from the fire.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And back in the early 90s, I remember they actually had like these singeing tools for women to shave their legs with. My mom had one, and she would sit there in her underwear and like singe the hairs off of her leg, and it smelled so terrible that finally I fussed enough that she just started using a razor again.
Yeah. I mean,
freaking electrolysis or whatever.
Singeing your hair off actually makes the hair it lasts a lot longer than shaving, but the smell is atrocious.
Yeah, and they were pretty crappy machines, even in the early 90s, I'm sure she probably paid like $80 to $100 for that thing, and she would still burn the shit out of herself a bunch of times trying to do it. So I'm sure it wasn't just me complaining about the smell. Like, she just got tired of burning herself over and over.
Or it might have been
so
a
she
combination.
just switched back to razors.
Might have been a combination of the two.
Like, the entire house would smell like burnt hair for about half a day every Saturday.
Yeah, but whenever you shave, it takes about 2 days for it to grow back, and then you gotta shave again, and another 2 days you gotta shave again. It's annoying.
Yeah.
It's annoying. I spend all day shaving my Anyway, let's get back to it.
Clean shaven, all of them. it literally looks like to me a bunch of actors, and we are fooled once again to tell us a story that never actually happened.
The only one that's fooled is you by your own bullshit,
Yeah.
Arnie. You fool yourself.
Like, you literally could not find a picture of a Native American with a beard, so you're like, oh, that means they're actors.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. So his whole thing is that he started looking into this whole thing where Native Americans apparently had magical radar hair, and became convinced that it was fake because they had no beards, so they must be actors.
Well, hang on. You forgot the beginning. They were dropped from the sky with radar hair.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the point is, he somehow came to the correct conclusion in a way so insanely stupid it doesn't even matter anymore.
Like, the mental leaps in logic for this entire video have been astounding.
Yeah. I mean,
it really is. But Laszlo, that last guy is crap. Everybody knows the women are made of sand.
That's a GTA reference if you don't get that, by the way.
Okay.
The Grand Theft Auto thing.
I think I played GTA 4 was the last one I played.
I think that was
the one
on
that was
GTA
on the
4.
PS3.
No, it was 3.
It was 3. Okay, yeah.
The only two that I ever played was San Andreas and 4. Those are the only two I ever
Okay,
owned.
then you didn't hear that one then. That was on
Okay.
something radio.
I think I might have
Talk
played
Radio.
3 a little bit, but not a lot. Like, maybe I rented it one weekend or something.
The best radio station to listen to while in Grand Theft Auto is the talk show one, because you get
Oh,
just
yes.
like that.
Yes, I
get
fucking
just
love
that.
it. Because it has, like, the angry conservative talk show host, and it's hilarious. Yeah, back when San Andreas came out, I was kind of going through my hippie phase and liked reggae, and I loved the reggae station, but then I found the talk radio station and I was like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever.
I actually downloaded the entire thing from Grand Theft Auto 3 just to listen to the entire thing one day.
Oh, I've got the San Andreas talk radio, everything they said on it memorized.
My favorite part is, yes, that angry conservative guy, simply because in the GTA universe, America had their Cold War with Australia.
Oh, yeah.
And so he just turns to those goddamn Australians.
Yep.
And everyone knows women are made of sand.
And yes, it was just as much of a non sequitur in GTA 3 when he said that. I don't even think the last caller was talking about women.
Anyway, let's finish this off. I can't stop laughing.
So anyway, I'm going to continue this video after this break on my website, and if you're interested in the other half, then go to my website.
No, I'm definitely not interested in the other half.
We aren't.
If you made that many mental hurdles to get to where you are in that first half, then yeah, no.
We aren't interested in the least, because that was just... What?
I could not jump any of them. I slammed through them at full speed, injuring myself horribly along the way.
Yeah. So, what did we learn tonight?
Native American paratroopers moved to their city with radar hair to find Vietnamese soldiers, and they're also actors.
I learned a sample size of 2 isn't a good sample size.
I've learned there's a way to be right about one thing in a way that is so idiotically wrong, it's even worse than you were wrong when you were wrong before it.
So you're talking about wrongception there because you're being wrong while you're being wrong. Wrongception?
Yep.
You're wrong
It
about
checks
being
out.
wrong.
It checks out.
You're so wrong.
Wrong
that
within wrong within
it's
wrong.
Just wrongception.
Need a kick to get out the next layer of wrong.
You're exponentially and fractally wrong.
You're on a quantum level. You are wrong.
So, next week I'm going to try to get Operator Starsky for next week. And we'll talk about the war in Ukraine a little bit more. I'm hoping to do that. But if not, we'll find something stupid to cover again.
Yeah, like maybe that thing we were talking about earlier, the Morgan Freeman effect or whatever. We always.
Oh yeah, we've never talked about that before.
Yeah, we've never talked about that.
Or we could cover
New Age, the New Age stuff.
Hans Wormhat.
Oh,
since
God.
we did Barney, now we have to cover his even dumber cousin.
Yeah, or like I said, the New Age fraud stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, New Age fraud.
That would be a good one too.
We'll do New Age fraud next. We'll do New Age fraud next week.
Yeah, if we can't get Operator Starsky on next week, that may be our show.
Yeah.
Yeah. That or I'll hit myself in the face with the book a few dozen more times, and I'll come on as your flat earther, buddy.
And on Monday,
Oh yeah, Microraptor wasn't here for the joke, so the Morgan Freeman effect. Yes, the Mandela effect. We've never talked about the Mandela effect here, so
no, we've never done that. We've never done that.
Yeah, we might have to do that soon.
Yeah. And on Monday night, well, not Monday evening. Yeah, Monday evening, Monday afternoon, whatever. World of Akala will be going live, and I will be playing in ICF as well as host DMing for Batch, which sounds like fun.
Woohoo!
So yeah, so be tuned for at 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Daylight Saving, whatever Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can watch us play D&D. That'll be fun.
Yeah, the coolest time.
That's right, exactly. 4:20.
Screw that Central and Mountain time and so I saw this really cool thing like weird geographic anomalies within the United States, and because the about half of the Florida Panhandle is Central Time, and parts of Eastern Oregon are in Mountain Time. There's only an hour difference in time between like Pensacola, Florida, and towns in Oregon.
Oh.
And it's like 2,000 miles apart.
Damn. Okay.
I just thought that was. Oh yeah, Flurf Quitties. Yeah,
Flurf Quitties.
We could have Stoppies the Flurfer. Maybe MC Toon can send me some Democ messages to read. And I can kill my throat for 2 days doing that again.
That was brilliant. That was brilliant. You reading off
My throat
God.
hurt the next day from doing that voice.
I remember.
There are some voices that I can do that don't hurt my throat, but then there are some voices that I'll be like, oh, this feels fine, and I'll do it for a little while, and then all of a sudden I'll realize that my voice is going out and it's super dry.
I still remember that Saturday you were still recovering.
Yeah.
That Saturday you were still recovering from those.
Yeah, I had a terrible sore throat the next day, and yeah, like for a few days when I tried to talk, my throat would get really dry.
Well, anyway, tune in next time because we're gonna be doing some stuff and things and things and stuff and things and stuff and things.
Stuff and junk.
Stuff and junk. That'll be the name of the stream. Stuff and junk. Good night, everyone. Have a great
Good night.
And we'll see you on the flip side.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for coming. See you now.
Hasta luego.